G'day YouTube, my name's Lance and welcome to Bundy Bear's Shed. Well, the weather report. Look, the temperature's been okay, 17 to 24, so it's come in a little bit, but we've had a little bit of rainy weather. So Saturday evening we got 34 millimetres, so a bit over 1.25 inches. And yesterday evening, in a couple of good showers, we got 16 millimetres. So look, we're banging around the 2-inch mark for the weekend, which is, it's just great. The dams have never filled up from the drought last year, and well, obviously we've got 2 inches of water in them, more than we had to start with. But look, it's just one of those things. We don't seem to be getting the rain we had, but anyway, hopefully, I can remember getting rain, and yeah, like the dams would be half empty, and then you get a bit of a storm come through or something like that, and it'd fill them up for us. But we haven't had that in a couple of years. Judy and I were just talking about it at breakfast this morning, and yeah, it's been like two and a half years since we've had a storm that had enough runoff to top the dams up and fill them up. So anyway, that's how it is. No use whinging. Me bloody chainsaw and injuries coming good. It's only been a week, and I got me bloody good looks back. What there was of them. And yeah, look, it's healed really well, and just not doing anything with it really. Keep it clean and give it a scrub and a bug around with. Judy, I suppose all women are the same, and Judy, the missus, she's into, you know, some of the doTERRA oils and all that sort of stuff. And she's hounding shit out of you, saying, you know, yeah, on your face, have you put any coconut oil on there or something? And I said, no. She said, come here. So you bloody stand there like a bloody naughty kid and get a bit of shit put on it. And anyway, that was the first day or two, and then she put the stuff on the table, and she said, now you put that on. And I said, yeah, all right. And anyway, I didn't bother. I thought, oh, bloody stuff. So every night and morning, and now have you put some of that stuff on your face? No, I haven't. And bloody, well, you should do. I'll put it on after I have a shower, then I'll have a shower and watch telly and not put it on. Did you put some of that stuff on yesterday? No, I didn't. So hound the shit out of you. But I let her put it on once. I didn't put it on ever after that. And she says, why don't you put that stuff on? She says, it'll make it heal quicker. I says, oh no, I'm in good nick. It'll be all right. It'll heal up okay. And she says, oh, you might have a scar there. And I says, oh, well, bloody, won't matter, eh? Yeah. I think you'd have a scar anyway. But anyway, I suppose everyone's missus is the same. Hound shit out of you about bloody, put a bit of this on this and a bit of that on that and a bit of something on that. And bloody, but I've never been keen on that stuff. So most of the time I don't do it. And but yeah, she's always got some little potion or some bloody thing out, and oh, I've got a sore such and such. I'll rub some of that on. Oh, bloody yeah. So anyway, that's how they are. Pardon me. Got a bit of asthma again. I get it a lot just lately for some reason. So yeah, I got me puffers, so I have them, and that sorts it out usually. So I just got to remember to have them. And once again, under medicated more than likely. On Saturday, I went up the back to do some filming on the little Sparex Fergie TEA 20, and that's all right. I'm just checking me sound. I got this little thing up here, and it's a Tascam D70, and then we use these wireless microphones on them, and I just looking around. I usually have it where I can see it when I'm working on something, so I can check that I've remembered to press the button and have it on. But here I just have it sitting on the toolbox, and it works in my little hoochie here. So, but it's going good sound level, so bloody good. And I got halfway through filming the other day, the battery went flat in one of them, and yeah, so I don't know. I haven't edited that bit yet, so I don't know how much sound I've got. But yeah, look, I got the cam fitted, the cam followers. I've got the head on, which will film. I've got the rocker gear on, and I've got it set ready to put the timing sprockets on the front. But pardon me, I had a little bit of a problem with the sprocket. So the old sprocket I took off the machine on the crankshaft end. Well, the crankshaft snout's 1.25 inches, 1.125, 125 there, and the sprocket, when I pulled it off, it was tight on the key, but when I pulled it off, it slopped around like a cock in a sock. And so when you go to put the old one on to test where things are going, it just slides on. You can push it on with your hands, and which is too loose. So I've got the new one, and it's a Sparex one, and yeah, it's too tight. And so I thought, oh, I'll just tap him on a little bit, and too tight. So I brought her up and measured it all up, and it's about 1.5 thou undersize, under the crank size. So so I thought, oh, well, not to worry. I've got a bit of that Loctite freeze spray, so I put the sprocket in my chip cooker in my oil, so I got it up to about 180, 190 degrees C, and yeah, I'm pretty sure it's C, and let it cycle for a few times. You know, let the heat get in, and well, that expanded enough to get it on a little bit, but it was cooling down. So I've got it on about 1/4 inch. So I've got to talk to Sparex about that today. As a part, the layman that's doing up his own engine at home would have trouble with that. So, and that's part of the reason why they sponsor me. Is to get the word out there about Sparex parts, and it's also they've got someone in the field that can test new parts and muck around with that. So, so we'll have a bit of a talk about that today with them, and we'll just see. I can fix it, no worries. That's not a problem. But you know, part of the development of products and testing products and all that is giving feedback. So this one little part, look, it's a good sprocket, but yeah, everything's okay. But I'll just have to look at that. And actually, getting 1.5 thou out of something with a keyway in it can be a bit of a pain in the ass. But anyway, I'll talk to them today, and look, geez, they're good to deal with. They'll probably just send me another one, and we'll measure it up and work it from there. So see how we go with that. You remember a while back that Sparex gave me, oh, not Sparex, I got a splitting stand, and it was a Sparex brand splitting stand, but Sparex in Australia weren't allowed to sell me one, because with the Australian standards, they weren't approved for the Australian standards. Yet they sold like hotcakes around the world, and James Carter, some of those fellas, they were selling them, and yeah, had a great run with them. And anyway, Steiner in America, they had them, and I had a yarn to them, and they agreed to sell me one, and I brought it into the country. And look, I've been using it. I've got the Massey multi-power that I've had him apart for half my lifetime, up the back there, and it's sitting under there. And look, it is a pleasure to use. But Sparex got onto me the other day, and they said, "Oh, that stand you've been looking at, we've got an Australian standard one now." And they said, "We've had it run through all the riggers, all the testing and all that for Australia, and it's passed with flying colours, so they're on the market. So would I like to buy one?" And I said, "No, I bloody bought one before." And but these are different. Where the other ones had a big long square with a bit of rubber in the top, these have actually got like U sections that you can sit in under a bell housing or something like that. The rail looks very similar. And the mobile stands, they take 5 tonne per stand. So, and they said, "Well, look, you know, if we send you one up, would you do a video for us, please, on splitting a tractor, like a larger, like 70 horse or more tractor on it?" So I said, "Look, I've only got me John Deere's, and the one with the loader frame I'm not splitting, but my 2030 needs a new reverse gear. It's jumped out ever since I've owned it. And we've got the Ford 4600 if we can ever get room to get it in again." And so so they said, "Oh, well, you know, if we send a stand up, can you do a video, then pack it up and send it back? And or else they'd give it to me at a good price." So and they said, "Oh, you know, we have dealer prices anyway." And I had a look at the dealer price, and I said, "Oh, look, I didn't really want to spend that money." And they said, "Well, we'll give it to you for cost." They said, what it costs us to get them into Australia, we'll give it to you for cost, just to get the show on the road, if that's the way you want to go. So I had a look at that, and even though I got one, I didn't need one. They've stuck by me, so I bought it, and so I own it up the back there now. It turned up the other day in a nice big box. I haven't even unpacked it yet. I'm waiting until I can have a bit of a shuffle up the back and shift gear in and gear out and all that sort of thing. So so yeah, hopefully, well, I've been wanting to do that Ford 4600. Like, Sparex had given me the engine kit for it, but with Dad passing on and the TE20, trying to do the TE20 series, pardon me, I haven't had a chance yet to pull the 4600 in. But look, I'll have to get my finger out and do it. I've got a bit of room. Well, I've worked out where I can get a bit of room to do it for the video for them. So. Pardon me, got the coughs. Sparex have a new Facebook page in Australia. Look for that. They've asked me, can they grab a few videos and knickknacks off my YouTube channel and put on there, so it promotes my channel and it promotes their parts and all that sort of thing. So I go for your live, anything you see that you can use, jump into it and have a go. So yeah, that's a good thing, but we'll have a video coming up on this new splitting stand. So I'll have that many splitting stands, and I'll actually have to get a place to put them, because I've got the other one I've got my homemade one that I made in an early series. I've got the one I bought in from America that cost me bloody arm and a leg, and yeah, half the next leg too. And I've got the Sparex one that to come up, and the John Deere ones I made for splitting the other John Deeres. So no shortage of splitting stands at Bundy Bear Shed. Last week I spoke about parting tool holders, and I bought a 16mm one because my old little one here was only 1/2 inch, and they stuck out quite a long way. So of an afternoon or of an evening through the week, I got all my tool holders, and that'll either be, and I'm sorry, I'm jumping around. There used to be about 7 or 8mm between when you bottomed the parting tool out and when it hit the bottom of your quick change tool post holder. So I got them all through the week, and I machined around 7mm, 6 and 7mm off each of them to bring them in real snug, close to the tool holder. So that has to help with rigidity. So I've got the 16mm one that I bought last week that matches the tool holder. Instead of being 1/2 inch, I've got the old 1/2 inch one that I machined down, and I have this big Seiko one with it's a beauty. It's a big Seiko, that's a 3mm by 32, and I machined it in as well. So, look, I've got about, that one sets up a bit different, so I've got about 2mm gap between the holder and the other one there. And so anyway, while I was buggering around with parting tool holders, I went through some of my junk, and yeah, I think that's a Seiko. Well, I'm not sure now which is which, but I've had this old one for ages, and it's a industrial quality. It's got a Valentine bar in it, and it may be Seiko up here, and it's got a back on it that you can take off, and at some stage someone's machined that down to fit their tool holders, and their tool holders must have been 25mm, I think. Must have been 7/8, so 22. No, it's a 23, so I suppose they had 25. And so this piece here, you can see the threads at the back there. It unbolts. So rather than machine that down to fit my tool holders, I decided I'd have a run at doing the dovetail. So I made a dovetail. I didn't film the dovetail. I was just buggering around, working it all out, and I had a couple of bits of 8mm tool steel here, and look, it's pretty good. I had it measured up with the dowel pins in, and I was coming close to my measurement, and I misread what I was doing, and I've got it about a quarter of a millimetre too wide. So it fits on the tool post all right, and you can lock it up, but I would have liked it a little bit firmer. But that's the first dovetail I have ever cut. I've had no need before. I've tidied one up once, and I got it all right. And but this is the first one I've done. And look, I wouldn't have minded it that little bit snugger. But look, it's fine. It works well. The main worry is it's probably not thick enough down this area here at 7/8 or 22 millimetres, so or 23 mil. But look, that's okay. And that got me looking at the tool post holder. Now I've got the I bought it from Hare and Forbes, but the tool post holder with the piston, you pull the lever and a little piston goes out. And I've been toying with the idea of looking at buying the wedge type. Everyone reckons the wedge type's better, more rigid. It's all about rigidity with these little lathes. You've got to do everything you can to help with that. And so with that, with putting this on and noticing it was a little loose, I noticed where the lever was, and I have noticed it for a while on the quick change tool post holder. If you put the tool in the side, in the left-hand side towards the chuck, and you pull your lever, it come around at 45. But if you put something out the front like a boring bar, in the front one, you pull the lever and it barely come halfway. And I've always wondered about that. So I pulled that apart through the week, and I've worked out how it works, and I'll probably do a mod on that. There's a little plunger, and as you pull the lever, it's just a cam inside. As you pull the lever, the cam pops the parts out, pops the pistons out to jam against your quick change tool post here. And in pulling it apart to have a look and see why they were different, the little machined piston, not the square bit, there's a square bit that jams in here, the bit that it goes into, on my tool post holder, they're different lengths. And so I suppose that's just the Chinesium engineering coming out. And so I've sussed it out. I put it back together. I needed to use it, so I sussed it out what it was, and they're quite roughly finished. So a little project, perhaps through the week this week, will be to pop it apart again. And I should have measured the bloody thing when I had it apart, but nah, didn't think I'd do that for some reason. And I could make a couple of nice new pistons, and I could actually work out the exact depth I'd like to have the lever back where I'd like it. So I don't mind the lever directly in line with the work, instead of 45 towards me, directly in line with the work, and you seem to have access to everything. But anyway, we'll work that out. Pardon me. But yeah, just milling a couple of these fellas. I've got a bit of footage of that. I filmed that. I didn't film the dovetail, and I've finished the knobs on the lathe, all except for a knob on the quick change tool post holder, and that might become part of the quick change tool post holder video. I was bugging around with that stainless. I was going to have stainless knobs, and I got 2 of them done, and on the third one, just tapping the thread with a Sutton tap, a good quality brand tap, and I heard a little crack, and yeah, it's broken the edge off the front of the tap. And I've drilled the right holes, a slightly oversized hole and everything, but I've been having a bit of a battle with that, so I've wrecked 2 taps doing the stainless one. So I was up this shit, and had a mob of brass there. So I've got the one for the half nut and the one for the feed. They're stainless. They're the first ones I made. I had them on the gear change, but then I've changed them now. So the gear change ones are nice and brass, the tailstock ones are nice and brass, and the forward and reverse and start your machine are brass now. And that looks good. I'm pleased with that. They've come up pretty well. I only finished them late yesterday afternoon, and oh, the lathe's a bloody mess. You know, when you do brass, there is just shit everywhere. So this morning after filming the stew here, it's tidy up time. I have to tidy the mill. I haven't tidied that up from doing the dovetail Friday night, and it's Monday morning now, so I just come and did the knobs and got that done. So anyway, the tool trays, I've ordered them, but they're not here yet. They haven't made it. I'm looking forward to putting them in actually, and getting a bit of law and order in that stuff. But yeah, look, I've ordered them. The link was in last week's stew, so if you're interested in it, it's BAC Systems Australia. And look, I think they're affordable, but yeah, affordable means different things to different people. A couple of Facebook pages that are worth looking at if you're not there already is YouTube Machinists. A lot of the group that watch each other's videos and all that are on there. And another site in Australia that's getting up and going and seems to be going quite well is Australian Hobby Machinists as a Facebook page. That's worth a look too. There's some good stuff on it. Couple of old smart asses rip it up every now and then, but that's all right. If you've ever been on some of the other machinists' Facebook pages, holy shit, if you put something out there and it's not 100%, they just tear you apart, and which I hate. I think someone putting someone else down for having a different set of skills or something like that really pisses me off. And yeah, if someone makes I don't know, if they make a little jigger and that's their first go and it's a bit rough around the edges and all that, well, just encourage them. Don't be an arsehole. Just encourage them, and if someone asks a question, give a good honest answer and to the best of your ability, and go from that. But anyway, that's Facebook. The public, anything out in the public domain is just different nowadays, isn't it? And there's experts on everything that bloody yeah, have a tiny little Chinese lathe 2 foot long and they'll rip shit out of someone that's just trying to learn. And yeah, they're not the Australian way anyway. We should be encouraging each other. So anyway, look, hop on those sites. They're good. YouTube Machinist is a great site. There's no derogatory remarks or anything like that there. Yeah, you can dig at each other, but there's a big difference. And the Aussie Hobby Machinist, it's a good site too. So have a look at that. But that's about it this week. Nothing real exciting. I've come to a standstill on the Fergie now, and I was telling the missus, I said, I'll get that bloody thing going this weekend. I'm going to have a really good run. And so Saturday I had a really good run. Then yesterday I was going to video all the timing, how to time it and all that. And then it was only like put water pump on, manifold. I've got to bring the carby up and overhaul it. So that'll be that's another carby video. I get sick of them. I'm not sick of them. People get sick of looking at them because I don't know how many carbies I've done up on camera, but quite a few. And they're all basically similar, you know, especially when it's a Zenith 24T anyway. So I have to do that yet. We're experimenting with Fergie hydraulic pumps, as in all the kits come with the side gaskets. You know, the early pump, but the later pumps had the O-rings, and I'm pretty sure that pump will have an O-ring in it. So I'm not going to put the O-rings out for sale until I know they're good quality, and I want to try the 90 Duro ones out there. So we'll probably drop the pump out of that tractor, but we'll get it running first. And I've still got my slab of stainless here, and I've still got to make that radiator back flush unit for the Fergies and just for my service around here. So I had it sitting up there and I'd sort of half forgot about it, you know. And another thing I told people I would do that I haven't even started on was make a little manifold for testing the oil gauges. So look, they're still on my desk here. That's still on my mind, the oil gauges one particularly, and now this fella. So who knows? I'll try and cover some of that. So look, that's it. Stay with us for a little bit of machining at the end this week. And yeah, thanks for dropping by, and have a great week, everyone. We'll catch you next week. Well, we're going handheld here for a minute. I'm just flashing me knobs, really. They're the two stainless ones. I gave up on those bloody things. They're the main gear change ones. I'm pleased with that. I've got a tap in the I've got a tap in the chuck at the moment. I'd sit them on there and just Scotch Brite them just to brighten them up a little bit. Now this knob here I have to deal with. That seems to be a metric thread, and these two here. So that's the knobs done on the lathe. I'm pleased with that. That brass gets everywhere. I knocked out some rubbish. It's up on top of the lathe. It just flies. So anyway, that's this morning's job. Tidy all that back up and oil it all up again, and tidy the mill up and oil that up and get it serviceable. Well, it's serviceable now, but just tidy it right up and have a fresh start for the next project.